Hello everybody, this is Jeff here with Geek Out Freak Out, and I want to talk to you today about Castlevania. We've heard rumors that a Castlevania series was in the works for quite a while now, but now we finally get a first look at the show itself. Castlevania is of course a video game franchise about the Belmont clan, a family of superhuman vampire killers and their never-ending war against Count Dracula and his forces of darkness. Yes, that is the Count Dracula, Bram Stoker's original modern vampire.
I am Dracula.
The series is being produced for Netflix by Adi Shankar, famous for both his constant cosplaying of The Crow and several hit films, including 2011's The Grey, which stars Liam Neeson and some wolves, and 2012's Dread, starring Carl Urban. Adi Shankar is also responsible for several viral YouTube fan films. One you've probably seen was his 2015 Power Rangers short, titled Power Rangers, or Power/Rangers. Now look, I didn't really like that. I actually kind of hated it. The Power Rangers are like torturing each other and shooting each other with guns, and Dawson from Dawson's Creek is in there. The soundtrack is a dubstep remix of the show's theme song. It's basically exactly what you'd expect from a guy who most definitely mains a Reaper. But that video has over 20 million views, and a lot of people obviously did enjoy it. I think Shankar's style here is a welcome asset. Castlevania deserves to be handled in a bloody, gothic, grimdark fashion, and it looks like that is exactly what we are going to get, as Shankar himself has been quoted as saying his inspiration for this series would be some of the best anime ever made, including Akira, Ghost in the Shell, and Ninja Scrolls. Warren Ellis, an award-winning writer primarily known for his work in comics, has been confirmed as the writer for every single episode. While his extensive work in comics is way too vast to cover in detail here, I will give a shout out to his work on 2014's Moon Knight. It's a phenomenal reimagining of the character, and it features absolutely gorgeous artwork by Declan Shalvey. Frederator Studios is also involved on the animation side of things. They are currently best known for Adventure Time. I'm also a big fan of their online series Bravest Warriors and Bee and Puppy Cat. I think they bring a lot of clout to this project, and while I'm not familiar with everything from this studio, the focus on darker, violent anime style that they're going with Castlevania seems to be a pretty big departure from their usual work. Now, on to the video breakdown. Artwork for the earlier games always depicted Dracula's castle in a traditional European style, whereas 1997's Symphony of the Night depicted it in a much more elaborate and gothic manner similar to what we see here. This depiction features a lot of gravity-defying elements, and even some upside-down or inverted architecture, which is likely a shout out to the ending of Symphony of the Night, which features a second inverted castle descending from the sky and joining up with the original. This series is said to be based upon 1989's Castlevania III: Dracula's Curse. It appears as if this series will be set in Wallachia. Wallachia is now a part of modern-day Romania, and it was the home of the real-life Vlad Dracula, also known as Vlad Tepes, Vlad III, and of course, Vlad the Impaler. We see the primary protagonist of Castlevania III, Trevor Belmont. Prior to the events of Castlevania III, the Belmont clan has been exiled from Wallachia by the Eastern Orthodox Church. They are feared for their superhuman abilities. However, upon realizing his own armies are not strong enough to face the monsters at Dracula's disposal, the Pope himself finally calls upon Trevor Belmont in an act of desperation. We see Trevor take up the legendary whip known as Vampire Killer. Vampire Killer is a magic weapon passed down from Belmont to Belmont. It was created with alchemy and imbued with the spirit of Sarah Trantoul, the fiancée of Leon Belmont. Leon was chronologically the first Belmont. After his fiancée was captured by a vampire lord and bitten, she sacrificed herself so that Vampire Killer's true potential could be unlocked. No evil can withstand its might, not even death itself. Next, we see Alucard, son of Dracula. Rising from some sort of mechanical coffin, Alucard is a Dhampir. In Balkan folklore, a Dhampir is a half-human, half-vampire. He possesses all of the powers of a vampire, but none of their weaknesses. He's part of a long tradition in vampire fiction, in that he vows to side with humanity against the forces of the undead, similar to Blade of Marvel Comics fame, Dee from the series Vampire Hunter D, and Saya from Blood, the Last Vampire. Alucard will be a vital ally in Trevor's quest, and since he's the star of my personal favorite game in the series, Symphony of the Night, I am pumped as fuck to see him here. There's a quick shot of Sypha Belnades. Sypha is a powerful master of elemental magic. She was raised by witches, but due to the church's persecution of witches at the time, she hides her abilities and her identity, disguising herself as a male monk. She joins a secret hunting party sent by the church to defeat Dracula. She is eventually captured and turned to stone. Later found and freed by Trevor, she uses her magical abilities to provide him with crucial aid. We get a brief glimpse of Dracula himself. Throughout the series of games, he has been depicted as having a wide variety of magical abilities. He controls the elements, such as fire and lightning, both seen in this teaser, and usually has the ability to take on various forms, including, of course, a giant bat. Notably absent is Grant Danasty. Alongside Trevor, Alucard, and Sypha, Grant is the final protagonist of Castlevania 3. Grant is a thief, pirate, and a rebel leader from Wallachia. He leads a group of like-minded individuals in an attempt to overthrow Dracula's reign of terror. He is defeated and transformed into a demon charged with guarding Dracula's clock tower. Eventually, Trevor finds him and manages to transform him back, at which point he joins Trevor and the rest of the gang. Grant's abilities include throwing daggers, which we see Trevor doing in this trailer, so I wonder if Grant will make an appearance in this series at all. And that's about it for the teaser trailer itself. So far, I think it looks great, and I could not be any more excited. Now, this has a lot riding against it, by which I mean every other video game adaptation ever made. Could Castlevania be what finally breaks the bad video game adaptation curse, or will it stumble and fail like every other attempt before it? My hopes are incredibly high, as this is a property that is very near and dear to my heart. As I've mentioned before, Symphony of the Night is without a doubt my absolute favorite game of all time, so if this ends up being garbage, I'll be left a broken shell of a man. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and smash the shit out of that like button. We will be providing coverage for all things geek, including a weekly podcast, which you will also find here on our YouTube. Once again, I'm Jeff, and you've been watching Geek Out Freak Out.